Hi everyone, Anne Barney from Said With Love, and it is the month 8 reveal day for the Barn Star Sampler, so I can't wait to show you my 2 blocks that I've made. I'm using Tula Pink's fabrics and we're sewing along with the Fat Quarter Shop and using the Barn Star Sampler book. I have had a ball with this month and I did something a little bit different. I sort of went a little bit different with my fabric placement in the block. So the block still has the same pieces and all the rest, but my fabrics, my colours where I put them are a little bit different. So without further ado, here is my first block. So this is the one that I did slightly differently because this print here is supposed to be a different print. And this one here is supposed to be sort of more of a background, but I wanted to get that sort of real pink cross thing happening across the block, and of course my favourite raccoons. So that's my first block, and here is my second block, and I'm thrilled with how this one has come out. It looks so pretty. So here is my second block. Now I changed things up a little bit from my tips and tricks video. I did the fussy cutting of these flowers rather than the dragonfly that I was talking about, and I just think that one has come up really prettily. And this is the first bit of Nightshade Deja Vu that I've used. This is the cloud print in this lovely pink. So I think, yeah, next month there'll be a little bit more of Nightshade Deja Vu. And I'm going to show you a little video of the two of them sort of hopefully interspersing. Let's now have a look at my video that I just took on the lounge room design floor. This quilt is so big. I don't know how you girls are going to do it, how you're going to find space. Hopefully you can find somewhere in your house floor. I think it might be a case of we need to perhaps just do the sections as the book talks about. So I have laid out my block so far. I've tweaked where I'm putting everything. So have a look. So this is my layout so far. Obviously got lots of little holes for all the little blocks that are coming up and a couple of the medium-sized ones that we're still working on. But I've started to put them all out. I've probably changed where they are from last time I laid them out because obviously I've got more blocks and got a bit more of an idea of what they're starting to look like. Sorry about the light in this room. It's a bit of a grey, miserable day today. But my goodness, this is a big quilt. I can't get back far enough. I'm hitting the wall. So basically what I'm trying to do is have my sort of greens, getting into the pinks down this side and corner, and getting into then sort of more purples, with obviously bits of the pinks and purples and greens everywhere, but that's sort of my plan. So I've now worked out exactly what I'm going to put in the different spots that are left, you know, like deciding what's going to go there and here, and the colours then that are going to sort of meld in quite well, and hopefully sort of bring this quilt together. But gosh, it's gonna be humongous. I'm so interested to see what you guys are doing and how yours is starting to look laid out, whether you've got a room big enough or even just laying out each of the different sections that are in the book. But I've got a little bit more work to do because the block that I had started to work on for this next month is not going to fit where I want it to. So I'm going to have to go and change my colours in my fabric pool. But that's why we lay things out. So what do you think? I need a bigger lounge room, right? So I have not only bought the book from Shelley, which I love. I love having the book to browse through, to look at things, to get it all. But I also bought the PDF version because the PDF version came with the colouring charts, which I have really enjoyed. I'm using the overall colouring chart to work out my placement of blocks. I have kept the same size block in the same position as Shelley's got in her book, but I've swapped. If it's block 1 that's supposed to be in that spot, I might have put block 3. I'm working now on the colours, trying to get the colours looking in sort of a bit of a gradient. I've got the greens sort of at the top, and then the pinks, and then coming down to purples down the bottom. So I've now that I've got it all laid out, I can start working on each of the individual blocks. And as I said, I've got the colouring charts for all of them. So I've printed those out because I like pen and paper. So I'm now working on each of the little blocks that are coming up and working out exactly what colours I want to put in them, so that when I put them onto my layout on the floor, it's going to start to get a nice cohesive look. Fingers crossed. So I hope you have fun. I'll be back with next month's block, the first Monday of next month, and I hope you have fun playing with your block 8s, and I look forward to seeing them all in our Facebook group as well. So see you next month.